going on? Matthew Walker, what's going on? Go Gators says this is madness. I think this is about accountability, and I think whatever happened, I don't know the full story up until about 20 minutes ago, 20, 30 minutes ago, I found this out. So definitely interesting news. And it looks like some of the players were shocked by it as well. Jaden Hill came out and said that, he was shocked, but it's about holding players accountable. And that's coming from Jaden Hill. That's one of the starters on the defensive side. Dude is a head case. Who cares? Can't even line up right. About Brenton Cox. I think you saw now it makes sense because Summerall, AP, Lloyd Summerall, they were playing. They were playing more snaps, so it kind of makes sense a little bit. Let's see. Some UGA fans have said that Cox was a problem at Georgia. That's why he was either dismissed or he left there, or it was kind of like a mutual thing. Hey, how about you get out of here? So, if this was a, one-time thing where it's just Florida, I'd be like, all right, what's going on? Is it something internal? But he's had this problem before. And look, it took a little bit over a half a season to go ahead, Billy Napier, to tell Brenton Cox to kick rocks. So I don't think this is a problem. To me, I don't think this is all the programs in, dismantle or something. No, I don't. I actually think this is a good thing. Let's get rid of the head cases. Get rid of the guys that are not buying in. Let's see, UGA has 11 dudes on the bench that would start over all our defense. Yeah, they do. And we know that. That's no secret there. Cox couldn't get it together. I keep hearing that. That's an ongoing thing. Auburn have just fired Brian Harsin. No, they didn't. But that's crazy because Cox got released before Brian Harsin. Dang. But that doesn't shock me there. Brian Harsin is he just wasn't the guy. I think they saw that rather quickly. Let's see, clean out the fridge. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Cox, it wasn't like, I know he had a lot of sacks or whatever, but a lot of his sacks came from brute strength. Whenever he actually played against a good offensive lineman, couldn't really get nothing done. He had no rip move, no swim move, no dip move. He had nothing. All he went by was his pure strength, which he has some talent, but he could never really put a good pass rush together. Very strong. Brenton Cox is very strong. He's a former 5-star recruit. Was it 2018? I believe he was. And, that's why Georgia went after him. Let's see, he had 2 sacks this year. And, people game plan for him. They know what he can do, And, I'm not trying to, put the kid down or put the guy down even more. But he just wasn't the greatest defensive end. And I think that's why you started seeing Summerall and AP. Ryland was getting more snaps. And I think they were already ready for this. What did he do? Nothing has came out. Of course, you start hearing stuff on Twitter, but nothing confirmed exactly. I know when I did see in the Georgia game, he did throw a punch at one of the players. Is that what that is? I don't know. But I can't really speculate too much other than it sounds like he wasn't buying into the program, wasn't doing what Billy Napier wants his players to do. But I keep hearing a lot on Twitter. I was trying to because I wanted that answer right before I went live, so I wanted to wait until about 1 o'clock. But really nothing has been said. And Billy Napier kind of, it seemed like he was wanting to keep it in-house. Hey, we moved on. It was for the best interest of the team. So, and I like that. I like that he's holding people accountable. Florida right now is 4-4. They got 4 games left. They need to get all the toxic traits out and prepare for these 4 games because it's a rough 4 games. Let's see. And then I just see Auburn fires head coach Brian Harsin. Wow. This is a crazy day. I never get to go live during the week because I'm always working, but I'm on vacation right now. So let's see. ESPN says, per Florida, it was a cumulative thing over time. He also slugged a Georgia player when he scored. So maybe that was just the final straw. So it makes, it doesn't surprise me. And it doesn't surprise me. Harson fired, dude. That's crazy. What a freaking day it has been. What a freaking couple of days, man. I didn't even get to shave. I was trying to find all kinds of stuff, and I usually this is the longest my beard's been. Yeah, final straw. You're right. I'm sure. I mean, it. You know what? Kick rocks. If you don't want to, Auburn has fired their head coach. That is crazy. What a freaking day, man. What a freaking hour. The last hour has been crazy for the SEC. You get a coach fired, but let's be honest though. Brian Harsin, that's not a big shock right there, is it? I mean, Brian Harsin just wasn't the guy. Auburn people never really liked him, and was he 9-12 as a head coach? I mean, look at the offseason they had. They lost so many players, so that doesn't shock me either. But the Brenton Cox news shocks me. But the more I think about it, it's just like, well, that makes sense. So let's see. South Carolina sucks. They got smacked this weekend. Yeah, and I'm hoping that'll be someone we can beat too. But man, Florida's got a rough 4 games though, in my opinion. It's still SEC ball. South Carolina still got Florida's number from last year, and hopefully though we get the bad garbage out. I'm not going to call I'm not calling Brenton Cox garbage before anybody says don't call the guy that. But getting the toxic stuff out that is not working for the Florida program right now, get that out. Get in the fresh stuff. Get in the guys that want to buy in, that want to win. Let's see. Locked On Gators was basically saying Cox should be #1 overall pick in draft. I don't know why. That's got to be like a joke. Cox has, listen, does Cox have the ability? Oh, let me see. Like Jervin Dexter. Jervin Dexter has the ability. Brenton Cox has the ability. The problem is he has no really pass rush move. He has no swim move. He has no dip move. He has nothing in his arsenal other than a bull rush. Yeah, we got rid of him at Georgia. And look, I mean, that's why it doesn't, like, I'm not too concerned right now because Georgia got rid of him for a reason. And Florida, listen, Dan Mullen probably kept up with, he probably put up with it while he was there. Billy Napier's not putting up with it. 8 games in, he said, go ahead, kick rocks, Cox. With Cox, NFL teams look at the entire package, including behavior and coachability. They 100% do. Coaches in the NFL don't want to do this, just going to do whatever they want or disrupt the team. Unless you're supremely talented. Unless you are talented as all get out. But even look at the guys that were head cases that were coming out of college. Antonio Brown, Tyreek Hill, they slipped so far in the draft because of the head case that they had. So, bro, he was only good here because this team is less talented. And maybe that's, he stood out because the team didn't look great. Let's see. Hey, Blake, how's it going? Tough weekend for the Gators and Jags. Yes, it was. I think this is not like – I think this is good. This is showing Billy Napier, and you know what? If you don't like it here, get the hell out. If you don't want to go by rules, bye. So look for NW to hop in the transfer portal. I believe there will be 15 that transfer in or out to UF. We'll see. Maybe Rusal will see a spot now with Cox going. Man, I think Rusal had a spot regardless. Facts, Blake. That was my point. Yes, sir. See, be nice. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying. See, fishing football. Oh, what's up, buddy? He hasn't contributed much, but I'm curious what happened. Me too. Maybe that punch in the Georgia game was the final straw. Now, we did see that. He did throw a punch. The Georgia players were just laughing at him and pointing at him. But, it's got to be, Brenton Cox is looking at Georgia. They just won a national championship. He was there, couldn't act right. That's why Georgia got rid of him. And now look what he's doing at Florida. Probably all the emotions came. I'm not trying to make an excuse for him, but all the emotions came back like, dude, I just got, beat by my old team. They're coming off a national championship. So I get it's probably frustrating, but whatever he did was the final straw. And and maybe that punch in the Georgia game was the final straw. See, Fishing, I hope you lost a bet with that logo. I wasn't going to say anything simply, but I'm guessing so too. That was my thought. I saw the logo. Let's see, Harsin and Cox are meeting for lunch together today. Simply AGA did. Okay, Fishing. I didn't want to say anything, but I figured that's what it was. See, the only thing about Russell is that he and James Smith are a package deal. That is true. From what I've read, that Russell is higher on UF than Smith is. I think Alabama is more likely to land him. But yes, I did hear that that is a package deal. And boy, is that a package that I would like to have at the University of Florida. Let's see. Napier means business. No problem with this decision. Me neither. Probably a lack of buy-in and hot-headedness over time. Yeah, it seemed like it was, and that's what the report was. It was just a commutative, it's just one thing after another. So I have no problem with it. Billy Napier's holding people accountable. That's what he said he was going to do when he took the job at the University of Florida. So, wasn't a bad weekend for Florida, but you know what? If we're getting the mess out that's causing the problems, that could cause problems for the future, because there are still 4 games left. We still have a long way to go to the end of the season. So, let's go ahead and make the moves now rather than later and hurt your team. So, who starts now with Cox gone? Probably Summerall. I would assume Summerall. Let's see. Or who do we want to start? I don't know. I mean, Ryland, not bad. I mean, Summerall. I mean, I would think Summerall. Princely's already on the other side. Princely's already starting. So Bernie and Princely. Bernie is, I guess Cox was that hybrid linebacker. So, if you want to move Bernie to that position, I've barely seen Summerall play. They started playing him a little more. See, I want to see Chief, but, apparently he's not good enough. I don't know. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad either. So Florida's 4-4 right now. I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing a lot of players that you haven't seen play. Look at Ty Bowman. Ty Bowman, one of the receivers. Trey Burt. But you started seeing him get more snaps now in the receivers. So, don't be surprised that you're going to see guys haven't played all year start getting big-time reps. See, we got to drop a bag for Russell. I'm okay with that. And Smith. They could swap them, dude. Yeah. Let's see. I'd imagine a lineup get shuffled. I think so. Man, if you notice, I noticed something in Billy Napier whenever I watched that press conference after the Georgia game. He looked really pissed. And maybe that was Brenton Cox pissed him off somehow. And that's why you could tell whenever he got to that press conference, he was like, didn't play good. Players got to play better. So, it'd be interesting. So, let's see. I wish Kamari Wilson finally gets some reps. We need our freshmen to get some action. I think so, too. Now with the tougher schedule now behind, Florida still got a tough schedule, but it's not as tough as what Florida just played in the last 8 games. So, I'm trying to think of who else, I wouldn't be surprised. I've been seeing Desmond Watson a lot on the line. I would like to see him in just certain situations. I'm sorry. I have seen him way too many times just getting blocked. Either he's tired after about 3 to 4 reps, and he's just pretty much out of the play. He's supposed to be a run stuffer, and I'm seeing him just locked up and not doing much. So I know a lot of people love Desmond Watson, but I'm just telling you what I've seen, especially, man, Georgia. There was times where he just locked up and just didn't do anything. I'm like, I know you're a big body guy, but maybe we need to put you in certain situations, keep you fresh. Blake, just for future references, don't do a live show hoping we land a 5-star recruit. It could end bad. Just ask around. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. See, 3-6 running the ball is a joke. We need an OC regardless who calls plays. Watson is only good for about 20 snaps a game. And I think, he's just not conditioned. 420 pounds. But I think, keeping him in, teams are going to do that. They're going to try to keep him on the field as long as possible because they know that. Let's see. I feel like there's going to be a lot of cleaning house this offseason. I do too, Mr. Wiggs. I really do. Think about it. They're already cleaning house right now, 8 games in. And I have no problem with this. I think people probably were like, Blake's, man, he's going to go crazy. He's going to say, what are we doing? Nope. I like it. Let's get the head cases out. Any program would want that. Any fan would want that for their program. And if Billy Napier, like I said, going into the season, there's going to be bumps in the road. And we've seen those bumps. We felt those bumps. 4-4 right now is not what the Florida Gators were wanting, and Billy Napier wasn't wanting that. But Billy Napier was also wanting accountability and his players to buy into his program, and that's just not happening right now. And he is making a statement right now. He is making a statement going, listen, you don't want to be here. I don't want you here then. Bye. That's exactly how he's doing. And I love it. I love that. I love that mentality as a coach. Don't put up with crap. Don't put up with head cases. That's only going to make it worse for your team. You think Lingard goes next? I don't think so. What I heard from Lingard was he was putting in the work. He was apparently starting to buy in. That's why he was getting more snaps. That's why you're seeing him run the ball a little bit. Unless he turns whatever he didn't turn around or I don't know. Lingard, it just seems like I'm hearing a little better about now. So I don't think Lingard goes. But I think Cox was a statement to people going, man, hey, maybe we need to clean up our act for the people who are there who haven't cleaned up their act yet. I think this is a warning shot to all the Florida Gators on the team right now. Good guy, but I see him hitting the portal. Lingard may. Think about it. Montreal Johnson and ETN, but I don't know. I do like Lingard. Let's see. I don't think Lingard can leave. I don't know because I know he's transferred from Miami now to Florida. I don't know about the whole transfer, but DeMarcus Bowman, I know he did it, but I don't know. I don't know what the transfer rules on that, how many times you can actually leave. Let's see. Haven't seen Naquan much either. The team is changing. It really is. I was surprised that I didn't see Naquan Wright Saturday because the Florida Gators were down. Naquan Wright, the one thing he is good at, he is a third down. He is a pass-catching back. I'm very surprised I did not see him because I felt like that was going to be his time to shine right there. So doubt he leaves and try to break and line up elsewhere. True. Billy is building a dynasty from ground up. It's going to take time, and this is one of the moves that I love. I like it. Get the head cases out. If you're not wanting to be here, bye. I mean, why do we're not going to keep having you in the building and causing a problem with other players? Other players are going to see that and go and feed off of that. That's what happens. That's why you have that. That's why what happens if you see these players that come in that are head cases. It's like a virus. It just spreads across the whole freaking roster. And Billy Napier doesn't want that crap. I like that. Listen, I've been, I've been skeptical and I've said some things about Billy Napier, his coaching style, but this one right here, I love the move. Blake, the fans have to understand we are a terrible, horrible football program right now. This can't be fixed. In 1 year, Billy is really building from the ground up, bro. I'm 100% behind this. Absolutely. Let's see. Tight ends and running backs need to have calls where they can catch on third down. We need an OC. I did see where there was a screen to Trevor Etienne this weekend. Love that. Let's see. Dan Lanning and the Ducks would curb quack the Gators right now to 4-5. I think if Oregon played Georgia again, I think they would actually give them a shot. Would they win? No, but I think Oregon would actually give them a better game than the first game. Let's see. Offense is scoring like 31 points per game, and the defense is giving up just about the same. And you think we need an OC. Let's see. I hate fans saying fire a coach in his first year. Go be a Georgia or Alabama fan. Yeah. I haven't seen it in this live that I'm doing right now, but there has been people, you look at them on Twitter and all this kind of crap. But you can't, I'm not saying fire anybody. I know a lot of people are saying fire, was it Patrick Toney? I can't even say that. But maybe this is a little bit of Patrick Toney and Billy Napier. Patrick Toney's like, man, I'm tired of this crap. He's not giving all out effort. He's in the backfield. He just gives up or whatever it was. But I have a feeling Patrick Toney had a hand in this as well. Talking to Billy Napier, he probably presented to Billy Napier like, "Hey man, I can't deal with this guy on defense anymore." And I'm speculating, but it wouldn't surprise me. Now, if Billy could clean out the fan base as well, bro, it would be amazing. I think the fan base will come around eventually. It's just not right now. Let's see. Apparently, not as much. You are thinking the offense is more an issue than the defense. At times, the offense has they have some hiccups. Let's just say, let's call it like it is. Let's see. I've seen idiots on Reddit saying fire Napier. Dude, that's why I have got rid of Reddit. I said the heck with Reddit. I'm not even. I was on it for a little bit. Someone told me to go on that, and I said the heck with that. It's just. I think I bet you 70% of that is just trolling. I really do. Let's see. At this point, Georgia/Oregon could happen again. Hey, possibility. We have one of the best running games in college football. I really do, and I think it's only going to be better next year as long as the running backs come back. I think the O-line is going to be just as good. I know they're going to lose Osiris Torrance, probably one more offensive lineman, but I think the offensive line is going to be good, beefing up in the 2023 class as well. Getting Roger Kearney, flipping him from Florida State's was a big get for Florida. Let's see. It will improve next year when we aren't playing freshmen and a year one starting quarterback. Everyone's going to be experienced. Now they're going to get that SEC feel. I feel like there's been players to grasp the offense or to grasp the feel of the SEC a lot quicker. I mean, look at the running backs. Montreal Johnson coming over from Louisiana. Dude, he came in and was, from game one. ETN came in, true freshman, came in, picked it up really well. So, he had no problem. You saw, they quickly jumped Naquan right in the depth chart. So, Osiris Torrance, people were like, oh, he's coming over from Louisiana. He's not going to have that same feel, or he's not going to have that same I don't know. I don't know. You might want to ask her. But, bro, did you see Rio Wilson at Syracuse lining the boys up? I have not. I have not seen Del Rio. I have to check that out. I know Emory Jones hasn't done the greatest, but I haven't checked out him. Huh? Well, oh my God. Let's see. Bad comparison fishing. So do you think Anthony will be our starting quarterback next year? I do, unless Florida can get somebody in the transfer portal. Unless they can go after, it really depends. Transfer portal is a free agency. A lot of players are going to put their hat in there and then see what their team will give them compared to NIL money. So, look at LSU right now. They got their quarterback. Was it Jaden Daniels from Arizona State? So, anything can happen now in the transfer portal. Let's see. Don't be delusional. Kiffin has a great offensive mind, but still has an OC. At least for development and on the damn headset. Everyone. Even Billy Napier has that. So I'm more intrigued to see Jalen Kitna next year. I'm intrigued, but I just don't know if they'll give him that starting job. I really don't. Let's see. I understand the suspension, but rest of the season. If he has been there for 4 to 5 years, and he is the same, if he's giving off this same attitude and everything. Well, what makes him going to change in the next 4 games? He's not going to change. He is who they thought he was. And then guess what? They let him off that hook. They got him out of there. Blake, how about them dogs? I don't care. Let's see. I definitely know what I'm talking about. I don't need your opinion. Oh, they're talking about circle back to each other. But man, I like the move. I love the move. Brenton Cox hasn't came out and said anything. I think it's best for him just not say anything. I think what Billy Napier did, he didn't trash him. He just said it's best for the program. It's been, one thing. He's pretty much said it's one thing after another, but we decided to move on. Jaden Hill even came out and said, hey, it was a warning to the team pretty much. It was saying, hey, if you don't want to buy in, your ass could be gone too. So I love it. I love everything about it that Billy Napier has done today. Let me rephrase that, today. See, Adam sounds like it, buddy. Defend what's not working. But, I know everyone's talking about the offensive coordinator position and all that stuff. I think that will be a big talking point at the end of the year, and we'll see what Billy Napier says. Hopefully he comes around my town again, and I can go to that press conference again. I know fishing football went last time. I missed out on. I didn't know he was I didn't know he was there until the end. But yeah, that'll be. Hopefully he comes back. Let's see. Florida Gators live rent free in the minds of Lorenzo Williams and Glenn Hartley's from Vidalia, Georgia. Give them a shout out, Blake. Oh man, they all. Yeah, Georgia fans are going to come, especially after a big weekend. I mean, what are they? They're still number one. Tennessee's moving up a little bit, but man, Georgia, Tennessee, that's going to be a good game. Everyone thinks I want Tennessee to win. I hope they both lose somehow. I don't know. I'm not trying to root for one or the other to win. I could care less. Let's see. Anyone who compares two dynasties to a transition squad pretty much loses speaking privileges. Let's see. I really think we need an offensive coordinator. I think you and there's been a lot of people to put that out there. Cox is going to give the middle finger to UF just like all these players are doing on Twitter. You know, Daniel, he was at Georgia and he gave the middle finger to y'all. We're just following suit. We're trying to get rid of the head cases as well. So don't forget, he was at Georgia, and Georgia dismissed him too. So, so y'all were on the same boat at one point. Say, okay, Adam, that's why I gave you the Kiffin reference. Okay, you know me, it's kind of hard to see all the comments because it's on my phone. Because like I said, I'm away. I'm actually in Tennessee right now. Don't kill me, dude. The amount of freaking orange Tennessee I have seen while I'm here is absolutely mind-boggling. But I have to. I mean, it's Tennessee. But man, every place I go, Tennessee Vols. It's ugly. Let's see. How much of a chance do you think we will land a top 7 class this year? If you say top 7, I'm gonna say the chance-wise, 45%. I'm not going to give it 50. I'm going to give it 45. I'm going to give it 45. And the reason why, because we're 9 right now with no 5-star recruits. We got a lot of high 4-star recruits, but I feel comfortable giving a 45% chance we finish in the top 7. Let's see. I hope they both lose from Simply. Me too, man. The culture is overturning. I think the culture is starting to turn in a great way, in a really good way. See, apparently Cox was throwing punches. I heard the same thing. I just don't know if that is on, if it was to Georgia or to his own team. Because then I started hearing some people said he was swinging his own teammates. I did not see that, but I did see him swinging on Georgia players. Let's see. We just lost the best pass rusher since I almost did it. Nope. Since the best pass rusher since oh my goodness. I know that was a joke, but the freak, Jermaine Kearse, dude was an absolute freak. No, he got beat out position, and that's why he went to the portal. See, we don't want any more Georgia players or coaches. That's what I've heard. Yep. For as good of a pass rusher he was, dude, he never could set the edge. You know, he would always lose contain. He had his best move, and probably his only move, was a bull rush. He really had nothing else. That was about it. You know, I mean, I didn't think there was nothing spectacular about him. Didn't think he was a day 1, day 2 player at all. Does he have the traits? Does he have the athletic ability? Big guy. Was he 6'2", 250? Strong. That's one thing I will give him. But other than that, you know, I mean, he added nothing else to his arsenal. You look at great defensive ends, even in college football and the NFL, they have something to offer. Look at Aiden Hutchinson last year. I mean, you saw what that dude could do. He was strong, but he had a great rip move, great swim move. That's why he was a number 2 overall pick. You know, Brenton Cox, he has a bull rush. That's about it. And what's he got? 2 sacks this year. So I mean, I don't think we're losing too much productivity, but we're also getting rid of the head case that's at Florida right now. So it's a win-win in my opinion, and we're going to get reps to guys who are buying into the program and who can be an addition other than a subtraction right now. So if you can add great players with a great mindset, you know, I'll take that all day. Cox was good for 2 plays a game. I believe he had a couple good plays, and then he just kind of disappeared. He would lose contain so many times. Over pursue. I mean, he was Brenton Cox over Pursuit. Like I said, I'm not trying to tear the guy down, but that's just stuff I've seen all year long, and I've said it. So, but I don't think I'm shocking anybody saying that. Oh, who is replacing him, Dominic? I don't. Okay, y'all are talking to each other. Let's see. Both are sophomores. Let's see. Cox is under a system that does not cater to him. Third and Grantham will be great for Cox. That's why it was probably he had a better year with them. Let's see. Lloyd Summerall, Antonio Powell. Yeah, the AP and Lloyd are the ones that I think as well. What is it? I know it's Powell, but it's like Ryland Powell or something. So. Wouldn't be surprised if those guys start getting a lot more reps. Unless somebody on the depth chart's been creeping up, Billy Napier had confidence getting rid of this with the mindset of, man, I got players behind him that will play just as good, if not better, with a better attitude. Let's see, not taking away nothing away from Tennessee, but I feel UGA Tennessee game is going to be like Bama Cincinnati. Kirby is the best defensive mind in college football. I do not. Florida has played both. I feel like Tennessee's the better team. That's just my opinion. But it is in Georgia. Now, you do have to take that into consideration. Tennessee is going to Athens, so that will be an interesting development right there. So, but I do believe Tennessee is the better team right now. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to piss off Georgia fans. I don't like Georgia or Tennessee. I respect them. That's the difference. Hold on. I respect them because they are good teams. I just don't like them. I just never have. It's been this year, 10 years ago. I've just never liked them. So, see, Daniel, y'all might get blown out. Not gonna lie. I wouldn't say blown out, but I would say if Tennessee does win or if Georgia wins, I think it's going to be a close game. You're talking 5 points under, and it could come down to the last possession. But it's ultimately how Stetson Bennett. If Stetson Bennett plays like he did against Florida. Georgia may get beat by double digits, but Stetson Bennett always plays bad against Florida. It's always something about Florida. Not sure why, but Stetson Bennett never has a great game against Florida. Let's see, is it UG isn't winning? Sorry, I mean UT is a freak this year. They'll be like LSU. It's like I think it's like a mirror with Tennessee and LSU. It's like the same freaking team that I'm watching. And then they're getting back. They just got back Colin. Oh, goodness, that other first round or second round projected tight end. Not Colin Johnson. I can't even remember the other receiver. They got Jalen Hyatt, but they got the other freaking guy. He's a fifth-year senior. I can't remember his last name. But dude's a freak of nature, too, on the wide receiver position. See, but Tennessee defense sucks now. Their offense is good. Tennessee's defense does. Tennessee does not have the greatest defense. They played well against Kentucky. I feel like Kentucky has a lot of holes, even with Will Levis. Their offensive line is not good. Yeah, they blew them out. That did not surprise me, not one bit. Tennessee, the better team, although UGA beat Florida way worse. But I never take that in consideration. I just because you beat one team so bad, take that out the equation because it could be of matchup based. How they matched up with like Missouri. Georgia was just a bad matchup with Missouri. Missouri had a great defensive line, and it gave Georgia problems. It gave Georgia a lot of problems, and that's something that they really, really struggle with against Missouri. So I don't think just because you beat this team by 30 and Tennessee only beat them by like 10 or something like that, that doesn't mean Tennessee is going to lose to Georgia by 20. That's just how that game went. So I don't look at other teams' matchups and compare them. I look at the team. Tennessee, what they got, and then Georgia, what they got, what they're strong at, and what's Tennessee strong at. So it's going to be a great game regardless. Great game, but you can't look at other teams. Yes, I get Tennessee and Georgia have both played Florida. Georgia did beat Florida way worse. But again, Tennessee, you see Tennessee, man. They are on this. They are on this freaking, skyrocket of a missile right now. They just progress every single week. Remember LSU when they had Joe Burrow, they had week 1 they played Texas. They struggled mightily against Texas, but you saw every week they just kept getting better and better. Tennessee just keeps improving. That's what Alex Compton just said, and you are absolutely right. That's the difference is they just keep getting better and better. Remember, they played Florida. Tennessee wasn't really Like, yeah, they were top 10. They weren't. They were still the outside team. They were still trying to get, they were still trying to get the things figured out. But I think they've got it figured out now. Go Tennessee, beat Georgia. Oh, we do have a Florida fan root for Tennessee. Let's see, LSU defense was much better. You are right. They had a couple of first round talent on there with Patrick Queen. Who else? Who else they have? You can say Clavon Chason. Listen, I'm a Jacksonville fan. That dude should not have been a first round pick. That dude's horrible. But I'm gonna get back to the Brenton Cox issue. Appreciate the $2 donation by North Florida Trash, I believe it was. But you tried to get me to say it. I'm not gonna do it for $2. See, I didn't care for Cox. He's an all right player. He's just all right. He was good, but what is it? And Billy Napier might not think like this, but does the talent outweigh the headache? And if Brenton Cox is that much of a headache, that talent ain't going to outweigh that. You could put up with somebody for so long because they're supremely talented. If they're if they're an edge rusher, what is it? I'm going back to last year, but if Aiden Hutchinson, how talented he was, if he was that headache, it's like, well, his talent is so good, we're going to put up with it for the most part. But it's like, man, and Billy Napier, I don't think is that guy to put up with it. I really think he'll just say, go ahead and kick rocks. But I like the move. I like him just go ahead and release him. I call it release. They say dismissed. I say released. I think college football is starting to be like the NFL. Why not go ahead and say it? He's released. See, Hooker and Drake May are the best quarterbacks in college football. Let's see. I say fire Billy Napier, rehire Urban Meyer. Now I know that's a joke, George. That is a joke. Now you're just playing around. Let's see. If he had a defense that stopped people from time to time, maybe. See, well, Daniel, what happened to Todd? You just need the right guys. Screw you. Just need SEC guys. Yeah, send Todd Grantham back to Georgia. I bet $100 that Urban Meyer will never run up the middle on 3rd and 7. I can't argue that one. Hard to win games when your defense is giving up more points than your offense is averaging, though. That is true. Florida is fortunate to be 4-4 though right now. I will say that. I'm not betting it. Yeah, 3rd and 7. Okay. So running up the middle on Georgia's front, especially when Jalen Carter was back, was a mistake. And it was a mistake. Jalen Carter was he a top 5 potential draft pick, and you're running right at him. I think it was a mistake. But 3rd and 7, when you're running on 3rd and 7, you're telling your team that you're going to go for it on 4th down. The problem is when you do not have a great running attack at that point in time. So why not go ahead and get your quarterback, who is a great runner, go ahead and get him some kind of option, an RPO, a rollout, play action, something. Let's see, Blake, you're 20 minutes for me. Can we have a Georgia gear bonfire? Hey, Fishing Football, right now, I don't know if because I said it yesterday. I might be 20 minutes from you where I'm usually at, but I'm actually in Tennessee right now, unfortunately. I'm actually in this freaking sick cabin right now. I got this big old, that's why I was watching TV on the Florida game and then the NFL game. I got this 100-inch TV right there. That's the one good thing about Tennessee, but I start smelling this Tennessee air, man. That's I don't know, it gets to me. I'm like, oh my God. It's like, is that orange that bad? And I'm like, oh my God, I got to get the hell out of here. Let's see. Florida's only 4-4 because the offense outside the Kentucky game, Florida's defense has lost every game for them. I thought Florida's defense did well against Georgia. 3 turnovers. Can't argue that. They played a lot better. The players were playing good. When you get 3 turnovers and your offense does nothing, that tells me just Georgia's just the better team. They are. So but defense played well. Giving up. Look at that fluke play that they gave up with Brock Bowers. That's just a fluke play. Lucky play. See, he's always drinking nonstop. It's not being nervous. See, and I want to believe that our defense turned a corner. I think they. I don't know about turning a corner, but I guess they're starting the turn. But maybe after the bye week, the defense did get a little better. You got the hell out of Milton. Man, I tried to get the hell out of there for a little bit. No, I'm just enjoying my time. We do this about every year or so. We just come to Tennessee, have a good time. We're only here for like a couple more days, so it'll be fun. I try not to stick around Tennessee too long because I just don't want to get all these looks when I'm wearing my Florida Gator gear. Because I'm still going to wear my Florida stuff. I mean, I'm still going to wear that. So, let's see. Okay, maybe took a baby step Saturday. Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll take that. So that's a little better. I wouldn't say turning a curve, but baby steps. I like that. Against LSU, I think they had one. Yeah, I think it was. Oh, God, no. The defense was probably the worst the LSU game. They made Jaden Daniels look like a Heisman contender. Now, after saying that, look at how LSU has looked, though, after that. I mean, they are just like on that Tennessee. They have gotten better. They are improving every single week. And I think we just ran into an LSU team that was firing on all cylinders, and it was just a bad recipe. It was a recipe for disaster. Let's see. Daniel is not a real fan. He just likes football. Yeah, everyone knows he's a UGA fan. He's on every game. He is. He's on High Top. Was it Locked On Game? I mean, you name it. He's on them all. Something. I mean, just it is what it is. I don't flag him. I don't do anything. I like to have some conversations because every now and then he will actually talk with you. But I mean, he's a Georgia fan. They're just coming off 22-point victory over Florida, so it is what it is. See, Daniel loves Florida. Me either. I could care less about rival channels. I really don't watch them. The only what is it? There's a Georgia guy, the Uncle Lou. Uncle Lou's the one I've heard about. I don't watch. It's like I'm not going to go there and watch somebody else's stuff and then get mad at them for talking about Florida. You know, I mean, if that'd be the same if I talk crap about another team. It's like, well, you're coming in. You know what I'm going to talk about. But Uncle Lou or his channel, I heard that he just bashes Florida a lot or bashes teams. I'm like, I ain't got the time to really be put in to be watching something and then getting all pissed off. I'm like, no, I'll pass. Let's see. Brenton will be fine. He'll get on with some NFL team. He'll get a shot. I think he will because of his talent. But they are going to, but it won't be a day one, day two. I don't know if it will be day three. It could go undrafted and sign as an undrafted free agent and a team give him a shot. Like a Dallas Cowboys. They usually try to, they're synonymous for going after, defensive ends or edge rushers or linebackers with maybe some issues, and they give them that shot. Cleveland. There's some teams that will give players that were headaches in college a shot, but there's a lot of teams that will just take them off the board completely. Let's see. We aren't finishing 4-8. I don't see Florida finishing 4-8, but man, 6-6. Someone said at the beginning of the year, I really didn't think it was possible. But if they can go 2-2 in these 4 games and be bowl eligible at least, I'll be all right with it at this point. But all 4 games are winnable to me. All 4 games are winnable. They just have to execute. That's the best. They just have to execute. Let's see. The best is 8-5 because of bowl record. I'll be all right with that. Let's see. We beating A&M. A&M has been up and down. The thing about A&M, Florida is playing them on the road in Texas A&M. That does scare me because it's tough playing in Texas A&M. I think we can beat A&M this week. I think we can beat them. The crowd's going to come into it. But hey, Florida's been on the road against top talent like Tennessee. Came in and man, it seems like they play better. Anthony Richardson plays better, maybe on the road a little better. So that'll be interesting. So let's see what Anthony Richardson can cook up this weekend. See, Adam, realism is the worst trait, bro. Let's see. Man. But I think I was shocked and I was taken back by, just boom, Monday morning or Monday afternoon, Monday morning, whatever you want to call it. Brenton Cox dismissed from team. And as soon as I saw it, my initial reaction was, well, he must have done something. And Billy Napier is doing what he said he was going to do. So players need to be accountable just as much as the coaches. So and Brenton Cox made his own bed. Now he's got to lay in it. So this is a transition year. I knew it would have ups and downs. We did. And people are going to, go look at LSU. They got Brian Kelly over there. Dude, Brian Kelly is a seasoned vet in Power 5 conferences. I mean, the dude is a legit coach. So it doesn't shock me what he's doing over at LSU. It shocked me that he lost at Florida State. That did shock me. But not what's going on right now. And he's always got a decent offense, or a pretty good offense. Let's see. Uncle Lou's a good college football channel, and so is Pigskin Pete. And Coach Coop, yep, seen him. Don't know about Pigskin Pete. And Alonzo 1219, and Volunteer Roadshow, and about 100 other channels. There's a lot of football talk. There is, man. There is. Let's see. Brian Harsin has been fired. Dude, does that shock anybody? I think Auburn fans are rejoicing right now. I want to know who takes over. I want to know who will be the interim coach for Auburn now. Let's see. Uncle Lou does not bash Florida. All his greatest videos are when Florida beats Georgia. He's a blast. Is that why a lot of people loved my channel last year when Florida was losing and I put the bag over my head and all that? Dude, y'all got a kick out of that. People love that. People love that video. I still have it. I still see people going back and watching it and getting a kick out of it. See, go back a few years and watch Uncle Lou after Florida beats Georgia. He's funny. I'll have to. Okay, I might go check it out. Let's see, Harsin. Let's see. So what really happened with Cox? We're not really 100%. See, I've never liked to see players getting hit in the face, especially. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. The jokes. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Fishing football, Brian Harsin has been rescued. It was rescue. Let's see. They're going to beg for Deion. They may. Deion's doing, look what Deion's doing over at Jackson State. And, when I made that video about Travis Hunter and then Deion Sanders, I was like, Deion Sanders is going to be at Jackson State for a couple years and he's going to go to a bigger program. A lot of people ridiculed me for that. They're like, no, he's staying at Jackson State. It's like, no, y'all don't know Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is about he wants that big time notoriety. He's not getting it at Jackson State. They're getting a little bit, but man, think about if he goes to Auburn or a big time college like Auburn, dude. Deion will come for the right job. He will. I think he will, and that's why he's okay at Jackson State. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to better himself. I don't know why it's such like whenever you say Deion Sanders is wanting to leave Jackson State, he's not leaving like you. He's always going to have you on the back of his mind. He's always going to root for you. He wants something better for himself and better for his kids, because I know he'd bring his kids to any Division I college wherever he goes to. But he will go to the right one. I believe the right one was about 2-3 years ago when the Florida State job was available, and Florida State passed on him. And I believe it was the wrong move, but it is what it is. See, Nebraska, Auburn, or Georgia Tech. I don't know. I would think Auburn out of anyone. I don't see them at Nebraska. What's there at Nebraska? Georgia Tech. I don't know. I just can't see Georgia Tech either. It would have to be where he can go ahead and win now. Auburn wouldn't even. But I bet you he could get some. See, the thing is, though, Auburn can have that. They got the money and they got the notoriety that he can work with. I think he can get some big time recruits at Auburn and rival Alabama. Think about that. Him and Nick Saban clashing over the years. Oh God, that would actually probably be something to watch. Let's see. We have all these great coaches out there, and everybody's talking about some Hollywood Neon Hollywood. What's he ever done? I think what it is maybe he's not the greatest coach in the world, but I'll tell you what, he'll bring in the recruits. He will bring in the recruits. Look, he's doing that at Jackson State. Even the transfers, he's getting 4-star transfers. And if he can get them there at Jackson State, think about where he can get them at a big-time college. And he can surround himself with a great coaching staff. I mean, if you can add recruiting and then surround yourself with a great coaching staff, boom. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster for other teams. That's just my opinion. Do I think he's the greatest coach? No, but I think he could get him a great staff wherever he goes in a big-time college. I just think it's rude to all the other college football coaches to take a guy like Deion Sanders and appoint him as the best coach. It's ridiculous. No, I wouldn't say he's the best coach. I think he'll be a great recruiter. I really do, especially defensively. I mean, the defensive backs, look at Hunter came there because he wanted to learn from the best. Deion Sanders, great athlete, knew what he was doing at Florida State and had a great NFL career, and players will want to play for him, just like the same with Nick Saban. Players want to play for Nick Saban because he has sent how many people to the NFL? Let's see. FSU is the best fit for Deion, I believe so too. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. It doesn't, but I think that's the best fit because that's where he played college football. But, oh, man, it's almost been an hour I've been on this live. That's awesome. And I've had a lot of people coming in here. We've had time to chat. Let's see, Florida State should have hired Deion Sanders years ago if he was such a great coach. See, that's the thing. Years ago, I would say 3 years ago, he had nothing to show for. He had no resume, so that's why they didn't hire him. Now he's at Jackson State. He's been there for a couple of years. Now he's got some coaching under his belt. Now I think Florida State would actually entertain that. That's just my opinion. But because it's the same as like Billy Napier. Billy Napier's done well. He was in the Sun Belt. Went over now, he's in the SEC. Deion Sanders, he's at Jackson State, been there a couple years, had some good success. So now he's okay, he's been there a couple years. What big time college can he get now? So what interest? I think he would get some interest. Adam, peep the channel. If anything, for you to come in with dialogue. Let's see. Billy Napier knows he's on my shit list. If he runs up the middle again on 4th and 7, I don't even know if I could better just stop talking. See, I do not want my next head coach being chosen by Aflac because he's good on commercials. That's pretty good. I like that. No, I mean, I just think he has done a pretty good job. I mean, Billy Napier, what's the biggest attribute to him is he's a great recruiter. Same thing with Mario Cristobal down in Miami. Great recruiter. He has surrounded himself, I thought, with good coaches, but they're struggling down there. They went 4 overtimes with Virginia and barely beat them. So, but again, he's on, it's a transition year for them as well. So I'm not going to talk too much mess about Miami. But now back to Florida. Let's talk Florida real quick, and I'm going to get out of here because I got somewhere to be. I think we're going somewhere in Gatlinburg or something. Who knows? Napier's offense has been fairly good overall this year, though, George. It has looked good at times, and then it has looked stagnant. Others, the Kentucky game is going to be one, of course, that comes to everybody's mind. Was it USF? They were fine. Tennessee was probably the best the offense looked against Tennessee. In Tennessee, and Anthony Richardson had over 500 yards of offense. I think it's just the defense sold. They sold on that game. But you see Tennessee now. I mean, they're a juggernaut of an offense. That's why you see this year's recruiting class loaded with defensive talent. I do, and it's great talent. A lot of people are talking about how, Cormani McClain was a big whiff. Okay, we didn't get him, and it may have been a whiff, whatever. But man, the corners that the Florida Gators have gotten in the 2023 class right now are pretty darn good. So, Sharif Denson's still on there. I mean, Bryce Thornton, which I believe he's a safety. You have Jordan Castell, who's another safety. But the defensive backs that the Florida Gators have gotten in the 2023 class are just fine. Dijon Johnson, I believe he's a corner. I don't know if they'll put him as a safety. They say safety, but I believe he's more of a corner. But, man, I'm telling you, the Florida Gators have got some good defensive backs in the 2023 class. So they're loading up in that class. You're absolutely right. Let's see where it is. Man, it actually baffles me how quick I can find Before I say it, BYU guy. I don't think I've been got yet with that. People have tried to get me to say things on here, and I've caught myself. Okay? You gotta be quicker than that. Is the worst in Division I football in many categories. Florida ranks, I know, dead last in third down defense. They do, yes, 100%. I'll praise Billy Napier for what he's done defensively in recruiting, and if he gives it back, let's see, that Gator defense. We are renowned for going for happy camper. I'm trying to read these off my phone, and they're going like quick. Let's see, hold on. Can't act like Cromartie isn't a giant L, though. It was. Okay. Man, it would have boosted Florida's recruiting. It really would have. It would have been nice. It would. But it's not over, guys. You got to remember, he didn't sign nothing yet. Cromartie was a giant L. He was shut down corner. It's a big mess. I mean, it's not over, though. He hasn't signed. Let's take that in consideration now. Remember, Roderick Kearney, after visiting Florida, then he goes to Florida State. Where's he at now? He's at Florida. Or he's committed to Florida. So I wouldn't say it's out of the question yet. These guys flip all the time. Florida will be better. Give it time. Jeremy Carpenter, what's going on, buddy? One thing I can say is 4-4 right now. It can't get much worse. But it could always, I think, in the years, it'll just progressively get better over time. It will. Fat L, and it looks like Ricks may not come here. Oh, that would suck. I heard he might be an Alabama guy, but if Desmond Ricks if Florida can't land him, that would suck. That would suck, but it is what it is. Yeah, I've been hearing Ricks to LSU for a while. Okay, I didn't hear that. I hate to be negative. Nah, man, it ain't negative when you're talking the truth. It's just, you're just saying, hey, man, this is how you feel. This is your opinion. I never want to especially on this channel, I may say things that y'all don't agree with. Y'all say things that maybe I don't agree with. But that's what's great about football and sports in general. We can always have different opinions. You know what? If people don't like your opinion, oh well. If people don't like my opinion, tough tits, I guess. I don't know, but that's just how my opinion. Now, my opinions can change over time, but as of right now, I always speak on what's on my mind and what I feel. And I have no problem doing that. I've never had a problem doing that in my lifetime. Let's see. We love Ricks, Russaw Smith, but that's a pipe dream. It is. Hey, man, we can always dream. No elite quarterback recruit bothers me much more than missing Cromartie also, which adds to my stress. It does, fishing. It sucks, man. It sucks. Hey, how long do you got to use that Georgia symbol, though, logo on your thing? That's what I want to know. Is it the rest of the year? This is why I don't bet, man. I don't bet because stuff like that, it never works out. It never works out. Especially for me. Every time, if I've always betted something, I always lose. Let's see. I got it till Saturday. Okay, you're good. Okay, just a week? That's fine. That's cool. Let's see. Yeah, that's why we badly need DJ Lagway next year. I would like him. Big dude, man, 2024 class, 6'2", 225. And if he's a junior, that means he could actually probably get a little bigger, get a little taller. So DJ Lagway is big quarterback, especially in junior. I would hate to be tackling him in high school. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I'm almost been an hour on this live. Luckily, I'm not at work. I'm actually on vacation, so I've had time to do that. Let's see, Lagway or transfer portal, or if Billy is smart, he'll do both. Absolutely. Think about it. Anthony Richardson was your quarterback. He was going to be your lock-in quarterback, but they still went after Jack Miller. But I haven't seen much from him other than the spring game. I heard he has picked up the offense a little better. But Lagway built like Cam, dude. He is built, dude. He is built. But, hey, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go see what I can get in trouble with on the Tennessee Strip. Maybe flick off some Tennessee Vols fans or something. But or piss them off, tell them how ugly ass that orange is that they're wearing. But anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Hey, appreciate it, fishing football. Appreciate it. No, I'm not gonna get in too much trouble while I'm out down here. Not too much. But hey, as always, I appreciate y'all watching my channel. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I think it's a good thing today. Cleaning out the mess, guys. Y'all have a good one.